Hi everyone, Luke here. Just a quick note before this episode starts. We do talk a little bit about suicide in the first 10 to 15 minutes. So if that's something you're not really keen on hearing right now, either skip that first section or jump back into the archives and check out an older episode.
There are some lies in our science books. Taught it for 15 years. Even though I'm not teaching it anymore, I still like to study. It's so many neat things to learn. We're going to cover some of that tonight.
Perception is being managed. We are being steered and guided by a hidden hand.
The whole world has been duped by the media that is not real.
Smart thinking, possible time traveler, smart thinking.
That night, boom, contact memory.
And then just, Alex, if you don't agree, you'll be sent to a re-education camp.
Just because I'm old doesn't mean I've lost my touch with the ladies.
A lot of people here tonight feel like they lost. You know why?
Now, experts are suggesting that we're in a golden age of shape-shifting reptilian sightings. Now, why is that?
I was, and still am, a huge conspiracy guy. I literally ran out of new tin hat topics to research.
It was most definitely not capable of melting steel.
Then I would be a crackpot if I thought that was the case.
All right. Welcome to the Hypothetical Institute, a podcast about conspiracies.
My name is Luke.
I'm Salt.
I'm Cam.
So I think I usually say I'm salty, but oh well.
Hey, shorten it for efficiency. Speed it up.
Yeah.
Salt.
Gentlemen, start your engines. How are we?
Yeah, good, thanks.
All right.
Good. All right. I'm good.
It's,
glad we got.
It's pretty chilly. It's pretty chilly in my room that I'm recording in. So I've got, but it looks beautiful outside. So I'm probably gonna, once this is done, go bask in some sunlight for a little bit. That's what I'm excited about.
Lick some doorknobs. Don't stay out too long.
Go out for my government mandated exercise.
Can you text me when you leave?
What? No.
So I can crime stop as you.
Don't dob on me. God damn it. You are the exact kind of person that would dob on me as well.
So anyway.
I want to dob on all my neighbours. Everyone in this building's fucking breaching everything.
What are we talking about today?
Podcast full of narcs. We're talking about...
hang on, just before we go on, let's just remember who we're talking to. The guy that went out and got a sandwich on his birthday.
Within all the rules, yes.
I don't know if that's one of the 4 reasons to leave your home, Luke.
Being a little sanger.
Yeah. Oh, I need a fancy little sandwich. I better go spread the novel coronavirus.
I did go downstairs and get a sandwich yesterday.
Yeah, what are you doing, Cam? You're allowed to go out and get a little sandwich. That's well within the rules.
It's illegal.
It's not illegal at all.
Otherwise, sandwich places wouldn't be allowed to be open.
Yeah, what the hell, Cam? Supporting business.
All right. What are we talking about today?
We're talking about none other than Judas, the original conspirer. Well, not the original.
I'm sure other people had come up with some sneaky little schemes and plots before then.
No one had conspired to turn on Jesus. Actually, no, that's not even true either.
Yeah.
Judas, the original conspirer. But there's a little bit more to the tale of Judas than meets the eye.
Yeah. You think it ends after he gets his 30 pieces of silver? No. Yeah. What does he spend them on?
He throws them away.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, and then he hangs himself.
Oh, right. Oh, I guess the story does end there then.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the end of the classic story.
The end.
You got me thinking. I was like, yeah, I'd like to hear more about what happened to that guy next.
Yeah, were you like, he got his 30 pieces of silver and then like lived it up on the coast for a bit?
Yeah, or started a small business.
Yeah. And actually went on to help more people.
Narcs are us.
Yeah. No, he hanged himself because he couldn't live with the torment that was being responsible for the death of Jesus Christ.
Yeah, was that not a predictable torment, you reckon, Judas? Like, I know obviously this stuff has been, prosecuted through the ages, but do you reckon you couldn't have... You couldn't have just looked ahead a little bit and be like, oh, I don't know how I'll feel about this afterwards.
I'll feel pretty good because I got these 30 pieces of silver.
Yeah. Nah.
That's 30 more pieces of silver than I have currently. I'm assuming he had no silver at the time.
I guess that's just a lesson for everyone. You should just think about how you'll feel having your mate killed.
Yeah, Cam, think about how you feel dobbing on your mates.
Yeah, okay, fair point. I wouldn't actually dob on you, Robbo.
Thanks, Cam. I mean, you could, and it would be fine because I can go out and get a sandwich. It's completely legal. The cops will be like, "Why are you bothering us? We've got poor people to harass." Luke's fine. He's white and reasonably well off.
Listen to him.
Yeah, bit of a brag about my.
Bloody duh.
And okay, so let's get back on track. Judas gets his money, hangs himself. This is actually from Matthew 27:3. Do you guys want to hear some Bible?
Yeah. Oh yeah, please. That's exactly what I wanted to hear when I woke up 10 minutes ago. I was like, I hope Robbo reads the Bible to me.
Oh yeah, it's my fault that you woke up 10 minutes ago, wasting half the day. It's on me, is it?
Lay it on me.
Judas, which had betrayed him when he saw that he was condemned, repented himself and brought again the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and elders, saying, I have sinned in that I have betrayed the innocent blood. And they said, what is that to us? See thou to that. I don't know why old-timey people spoke so stupidly. So it's very confusing. And he cast down the pieces of silver in the temple and departed and went and hanged himself.
Oh yeah, cheers, Judas. Not like the guy that you betrayed had like a really specific policy about money in temples.
I actually got this. This is from hellhorror.com, which is a movie website or a horror kind of fan page kind of a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was reading a little bit about this, and that's where I got the Bible quote. Well, I did verify this Bible quote existed other places.
Yep.
The weird thing about hellhorror.com is they censor certain words.
Like kill.
Yeah, kill and blood. Have you also come across this?
Yes.
What is that about?
It massively threw me because I was sort of like passed that there was a word censored there, but then I read it as fuck.
Yeah. You're like, oh, okay, so it's fuck, marry, fuck. Wait.
Yeah, so like Judas fucked Jesus. It was like, wait. I need to go back. I need to read all the letters.
Yeah, so they censor kill and blood. You're really making a rod for your own back, hellhorror.com.
Yeah.
They're two words that I feel like would come up more on your site than almost any other website.
So Judas, we should probably mention then what the point of this episode is.
Yes. The point of this episode, so after he hanged himself, there is something also in the Bible, which I can't remember where it was, that it might have been made up. There's a few made up things in this, which we'll get to eventually. But the theory is that God, if someone dies by suicide, God punishes them by making them live forever.
Right.
And turning them into what we now know as vampires.
Or vampire.
Vampire. So Judas, the theory goes, was the original vampire.
Yeah, the first bloke to kill himself, sure.
Well, no, I think just because God was like, what the shit, buddy? You really betrayed it. Like, you really did us dirty before you went and killed yourself. So we're going to not only make you live for eternity, but I'm going to give you cool powers as well.
Yeah.
And make you a bit sexy.
Sucked in.
Yeah. It really backfired on God. Now he's just like, oh, what did I do that for?
So there's a little bit of... all right, there's nothing to back this up. There's a little bit of stuff that are like, this theory isn't just from like movies and stuff, right?
No. I was hoping to sit on that till the end, but okay.
What
do you got?
Oh, do you wanted to sit on the real stuff till the end?
No. I was going to. What do you got? And then we'll talk about movies.
I can cut out the movie thing. So
no, leave it in.
There are like some historical references that back this up. Like, there are throughout the ages when people have talked about vampires, they've referred to things like them as the sons of Judas. I think in Bram Stoker's Dracula, he says, I think he describes Dracula as having a smile like Judas, or a smile that would make Judas jealous. Which maybe that just means that Judas had bad teeth. Like Dracula famously has amazing teeth, right?
Yes.
So I don't know if there's a huge amount to that, but like there was a thing that like in Bulgaria and Romania they would call vampires sons of Judas, but there was also this theory that because Judas had red hair, and as you know, the classical vampire, all vampires have red hair. That would make sense. That did you know this about vampires having red hair? I don't think I have ever seen a vampire portrayed as a ginger before. But then
there'd be one in one of the Twilight movies for sure.
When you look it up, everyone's like, "Yeah, of course, vampires have red hair." And I'm like, "Are you fucking with me? Is this some sort of coffee towel situation that I'm the victim of?"
People with red hair have been collateral damage in the last 2 episodes now. Like going about their business, and you're probably defended from those weird hybrid giant angel babies.
Yeah.
Or you're probably a clown, or you're probably a vampire descended from Judas.
Yeah.
Victoria is the redheaded chick vampire in Twilight.
Oh yeah. Have you seen the Twilight movies, Salty?
Yeah, I think so.
I think I'd like to watch them.
I think I've probably seen all of them, but I don't know, it would have been just very casual viewing. Like I probably didn't pay much attention.
Well, Stephanie Meyer's right.
Yes.
Who's that?
The author. The thing with her,
it's just how much I know.
she was a little bit loose, right? She's like a Mormon who did Twilight. What did she do? She did 50 Shades of Grey is the Twilight fan fiction. All right, never mind that. That's a different thing. But the actual author of Twilight is sort of a loose Mormon, I think. But you think that if
what do you mean by loose woman?
Mormon.
Oh, Mormon, loose Mormon. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Like a loose woman?
Why would I start calling people loose women?
I don't know. That's why I was confused. Just taking a turn. Cam's personality has changed suddenly.
In my mind, she did get a bit looser when I was confusing her with the person who ripped off her work to make 50 Shades of Grey. So yeah. I'll dial that in a little bit. I don't know how loose, but there are like a bunch of weird Mormon things like in the text.
Yeah.
And so I feel like if this vampires all having red hair thing was like a common religious thing, like everyone in Twilight would just have super red hair.
Right.
Yeah, but isn't Mormonism... Judas doesn't exist in Mormonism though, does he?
Yeah, he does. That's the whole Bible, just with a bit extra.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought Mormonism was like... Oh no, that's... No, I don't know what Mormonism is then.
Isn't Mormonism Joseph Smith and the gold tablets?
Yeah, so he discovered the gold tablets from the angel Moroni, but it's just an extra book on the Bible.
Okay.
That has all of the Mormon stuff in it.
Right.
But they still have the original Bible.
Yeah,
I guess. But I mean, I haven't read those books, so there could be a scene where, like, Judas dyes his hair.
Right.
Mm.
And so that takes the whole red hair thing out of the equation.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just looked up the quote about the Judas smile Dracula.
Yeah.
The quote is, "The last I saw of Count Dracula was his kissing his hand to me with a red light of triumph in his eyes and with a smile that Judas in hell might be proud of."
Right. So that's not really... It's a metaphor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or simile, I guess, is probably more accurate.
Yeah, Judas would be proud of the smile that Dracula was flashing.
Yeah. So it's not saying like he's smiling like Judas because he is Judas.
Yeah.
So also the aversion of vampires to silver, which I think I'm sure that we've mentioned this recently, but yeah, that's werewolves. But I think vampires don't like silver much either, right? Like your classic vampire.
Yeah, I don't know actually.
It's the wooden stake through the heart that they don't like, right?
Well, they don't like heaps of stuff.
Garlic.
But
garlic.
You also
running water.
You have to wonder, like when they were actually staking people, IRL, and they probably did they were chopping off their heads and doing all sorts of stuff. But heaps of that is like, let's just do everything because we don't want this person coming back. So we'll do everything we can, and one of them will work.
Yeah.
So I don't think they know what works.
It's just covering your bases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is from vampires.fandom.com wiki. Silver is a metallic and chemical element that can be used as a weakness to vampires, werewolves, and many other supernatural creatures.
Right.
Silver has been used as a symbol of purity for thousands of years, dating back ancient times when people noticed water with silver in it took longer to go bad. This is because silver has antimicrobial properties, and the substance is even used in some medicines. Because silver is seen as pure, it is effective against impure sources such as vampires and werewolves. Silver bullets are especially potent when blessed by a priest. Silver is also why vampires had no mirror reflection, as mirrors were originally made from silver, thus could not reflect anything unholy.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, you do go. That is interesting.
So what else? What else is there about this Judas bloke being a vampire?
So this is something I found. This is from Thomas Byers. He claims that he purchased a book in Jerusalem, which is leather bound and said to be written by a Catholic monk in the year 843 AD. He purchased it at an old bookstore in a dusty alley in Jerusalem, and it took him several years before I was able to read it. Bit of a slow reader.
Mm-hmm.
It was written in Aramaic, which is said to have been the language of Jesus Christ. He got a professor to translate it for him. And it does say that God told Judas that you will never find the comfort of death. Nothing will kill you or your kind, but you will seek the darkness and live in dark, moist places. It's a weird insertion of the word moist in that.
Yeah. not necessary in the slightest.
Wishing that you could taste water again, but it would never cross your lips. I guess that... you'll walk through...
You got to live in this moist place, but you can't suck a bit of fucking water out of the walls.
Yeah. If something drips, you're not allowed to catch it in your mouth.
No.
You will walk through the many years in front of you, remembering what you have done and what has been done to you in return, and you will know that your end will be in a burning lake of fire that will never go out. Now, that's contradictory. You're going to live in a dark, moist place, but then you're going to end up in a burning lake.
Yeah.
But you're in the dark, moist place forever. So there is a legend amongst Hebrew people that God cursed Judas and said that Judas and his descendants would roam the earth as creatures of the night until the end of time. So this was on a website. I can't remember what the site was, but it was like a Medium style thing where people could post a bunch of things. So there's a couple of comments here. Nice article, just incomplete and completely wrong.
Oh yeah.
Completely wrong in naming Jadis. This person's saying that you're wrong and they misspelled Judas as Jadis as the first vampires. Sorry, but you need to research farther back in time for the actual origins. That was a good comment. So this author, Thomas Byers, I actually went and read some of his other articles. Do you want to know what else Thomas Byers is writing about?
Yes, please.
So everything you need to know about growing cucumbers.
Yeah.
Do mermaids exist? We will try to answer this question.
Mm-hmm.
Paranormal secrets, the lizard man of Scape or Swamp. That sounds pretty cool. And then 101 gardening secrets the experts will never tell you.
Oh, well, hang on. Let's pivot.
So Thomas Byers is an award-winning chef known for his barbecue in Chile. In 1998, he was named third best chef in Florida.
What are some of these gardening secrets?
Well, I'm not. I'm going to keep them to myself.
No,
Yeah, they're
tell
secrets,
me.
mate. Do your own research.
You're just as bad as the experts. You're a gatekeeper.
I am a gatekeeper. He's also got 11 tips to make the best barbecue pork ribs.
Just like surviving COVID, Cam. Just do your own research, mate.
Do your own research. Okay, you want to hear a quick couple of things?
Let's give you one gardening tip.
He's got a series of tips in this within the 101 is how to keep deer out of your yard, which is a problem I think you have. Human urine works as a great deterrent. Bring a container full of piss from the bathroom. I added the word piss in there.
Okay.
And pour it around the edges of your garden. Put down fresh urine as often as you can, and the deer will stay away.
Why wouldn't you just go take a piss in your flower bed?
Piss in the flower bed. Don't piss into a container and then carry it. The risk involved in carrying a container full of piss from your house into your yard.
Yeah. Just piss in the garden. Be a man.
Or a woman.
Have you seen that TikTok account? It's just like all these statements, and then the guy just says, "Be a man." Like,
okay,
that's funny.
There's the tips aren't numbered, and it's just kind of random gardening things. So I don't know if there's 101 at all.
Right.
Here's a good tip: when you boil or steam vegetables, cool the water down, and then water your plants with it. You'll be surprised how plants respond to this type of water. That is a gardening secret.
Just fucking water the plants with the boiled essence of their forebears.
This is what will happen to you.
Yeah, this is what's got you got coming. Fucking carrots. Get some carrot water up here.
How much water is this guy using to boil his vegetables that he's got enough to just pour on all his vegetables?
Maybe he stockpiles it along with his piss.
Yeah. This guy's just got buckets of liquid. Don't drink anything in this guy's house.
No. You're either going to get the actual water, the vegetable water, or his piss supplies for his garden.
Anyway, third best chef in Florida, 1998.
There you go.
Yeah.
You guys aware of a little song by Iron Maiden called Judas Be My Guide?
No.
Maybe
I am.
Fear of the Dark album. The first lyrics, lights out. We live in a world of darkness. Bit vampire-y.
It's a little bit vampire-y.
And then they talks a lot about death and war and stuff. And then towards the end, I live in the black. I have no guiding light. I'm whispering in your dreams. Judas, my guide, whispers in the night. Judas, my guide.
That's very vampire-y.
Bit vampire-y, Iron Maiden.
Yeah. So a little bit from hellhorror.com again. So they claim, or there is another legend, that it's not Judas, the original vampire, but Cain.
Right.
Of Cain and Abel. And a little bit about Cain is he wandered, I don't know why he was wandering ahead of, did he kill his brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he killed Abel. And then Lilith showed him.
Is that what you think?
Is that what happened?
Yeah, but I'm like, you know who Cain and Abel are, but I'm like, it's curious that I'm wondering what you think their story was.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Do you know what is their story?
He killed him.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, I don't remember.
No, but that's literally all there is to it.
Okay. Well, no, it isn't, because he went on to become a vampire after Lilith showed him the power of blood. Again, blood is asterisked out on hellhorror.com.
Yeah.
Which may be considered to be the tree of life. It is said that this is why the Jewish drain all blood from their meat before cooking and eating it. Thank you, Salty. From this union between Cain and Lilith came forth a host of demons and vampires and myths across the globe. Cain is said to have had legitimate children with an unmarried woman. The word legitimate seems wrong there, right?
Mm.
Like, you say if someone's...
demonic.
Oh, okay. So a legitimate child is just a normal human child. Because when people say...
one.
When people say illegitimate child, they mean out of wedlock or from an affair? Is that the...
Yeah, out of wedlock.
So they're saying that they had legitimate children out of wedlock. So, like, they were real children. They were legit.
Yeah.
Some of his children are regarded for inventing the harp and metal working. However, his children are almost erased from further mention in the Bible past Genesis. Cain is referred to only twice more after in the New Testament as the prototype of wicked man.
Right.
Cain is then what seems to be stricken from the good book. So yeah, apparently Cain became the original vampire. And there's another one, which is someone yelled at or cursed Jesus, yelled at him when he was heading up to be crucified.
Unnecessary.
Yeah, and so that guy was cursed and then forced to wander the world and then became the first vampire.
Oh no! How would you feel? Because it's like, I'm sure there were other people yelling too. Bit of peer pressure, and then you get cursed for eternity.
Yeah, the teacher turns around or God turns around in the moment that you decide to yell.
Also, it's like there's a lot of people. There's a lot of moving parts here. Yeah, like the guy who just yells, "Oh, you dickhead, Jesus!" He's not like the worst person present. Like
no,
there's actually a whole system in place that is getting this guy nailed up.
You know who didn't get pretty much forgotten past Genesis is Peter Gabriel.
Yep.
Went on to much bigger and better things. Even though the Peter Gabriel era of Genesis is fucking great.
Thanks,
So this another discussion I was reading about this on reddit.com, the website.
As opposed to the TV show?
Yeah, just in case you're unfamiliar with reddit.com. This is from Risky Whiskey 077. And
007.
Oh, is it 007? You read this as well? Did I type it wrong?
077. Sorry. No, that's my bad. No, carry on.
They've said, examining the common elements of the classical vampire, they're kind of played as an inverted Christ figure. A lot of the popular pieces of lore can be related back to biblical references, but what story can't, to be honest? Well, let's be honest.
Yeah,
vampires. True. Vampires rise each night to live eternally as the undead. This references the resurrection of Christ as his ascendance into heaven or eternal life. A vampire's need to feed off the blood of the living is an inverted form of the Christian tradition of the Eucharist, or taking the body and blood of Christ. I don't see them as inversions. Like an inversion's, I'm assuming, the complete opposite, right?
Yeah, I think they're just saying it's a take. It's a take.
Yeah, but it's not the opposite. They're saying it's the opposite of Christ, which is why vampires are bad and Christ is good. It's just kind of similar.
Yeah, they're flipping,
kind of a similar thing.
They're just flipping the script. Yeah, I will accept this guy's use of the word inversion.
Okay.
They're flipping the script, Robbo. The script got flipped.
Oh my God, I didn't realize the script was getting flipped that way. I mean, the script's getting turned 35 degrees. The portrayal of vampires as spawn of the devil mirrors Christ's position as the Son of God. This might be a bit of a stretch, but staking a vampire could also be drawn back to the crucifixion of Christ.
Yeah,
that's a stretch.
No, you're correct there. That's a stretch.
The other thing that keeps on coming up is the Book of Aguila. Did you guys see the Book of Aguila?
I think I did come across this. Tell me more.
So people quite often reference the Book of Aguila, which was written by a monk in like 843 AD, which is the same book that I think that dude said he bought in a Jerusalem market, Florida's third best chef. And this book apparently says all these things about Judas becoming the vampire, and everyone that's discussing this, or many places that discuss this, reference this particular book. It turns out the Book of Aguila is actually from a vampire series of books by Lynn Gibson called the Adrian Trilogy, which is complete fiction.
Yeah,
but people keep on quoting it around the internet as historical fact.
Well, it sounds real. The Book of Aguila,
written by a monk. Another funny thing was when I was googling it, I came across this website that says download the Book of Aguila. And I was like, oh, maybe I can download and read it. But it was one of these websites that's like, I don't know if you've come across them before, that they must auto-generate based on what books people are Googling.
Yeah.
And they come up as like, oh, you can download it from the site, and it's like a fake forum. And then people are like, oh, but so people are replying to it. I have to put in my credit card details to download it. That seems sus. And the next person says, no, it's all fine. I just downloaded it then, and I put in my credit card details, and it was okay. Someone else, yes, just fill it in. It's a trusted site. Yeah, thanks. The CC is necessarily only just to make sure you aren't a bot. Everything is simple. Thanks, guys. Oh, man, that's great. Thanks, trusted site. Entered credit card and just downloaded what I needed.
There you go. So did you get it?
Yeah. Oh, no, I put my credit card on. I'm just waiting for it to come through. I've come across these sites when I've been trying to find online versions of other old or random books. And yeah, they're always like, you kind of look at it and go, oh, cool. People are download it from this forum. Then you're like, wait a minute.
Hang on a second.
Wait a minute.
Is this really a trusted site?
Yeah. Yep. So I think that's all I really. Oh no, I've got another thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a guru, Paramhansa Yoganda.
Yeah.
Excuse, I probably pronounced that wrong. Had a bloody if you Google this guy, which is probably going to be hard to Google because I massacred his name. He's got a glorious head of hair. He's just a handsome fellow.
He's got good guru hair.
Oh, it's the best guru hair. You just want to run your fingers through it. But so this is a website run by one of his disciples, Swami Kriyananda. And he was saying that Paramahansa said he met Judas. He said that I knew Judas in this lifetime, and so the person said, what was he like? And Judas apparently was always very quiet and by himself. He still had some attachment to money, not in the sense of desiring it personally, but as a means of helping others. The other disciples began to tease him for it one day, but the guru said to them, don't. Leave him alone.
Or he'll not bite ya.
Which is kind of weird. Disciples of a guru are teasing someone for helping the poor with money.
Yeah, little chill, please.
Yeah.
But it does raise the question, why was Judas hanging out with this modern-day guru?
I mean, he was just kind of wandering the earth for 2,000 years. You're going
to
like fill the time somehow. And, in the 60s, you pop in and say hi to the gurus.
I was less questioning why he would hang out with a guru. Like, why would you do that when you could do anything? You could go see the Rolling Stones. You could go see the Sex Pistols' first gig. I was more saying, obviously he's still alive in the modern day, so he must be a vampire.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like he's doing anything bad. He's giving away money.
Yeah.
This website now, the person that was running has passed away and is now run by two husband and wife, I think they are, called Nayaswami Jyotish and Nayaswami Devi. And Nayaswami Jyotish and Nayaswami Devi, what I describe as white American baby boomers.
Yeah.
Certainly not who I was imagining when I picturing when I read the names Nayaswami Jyotish. So apparently the vampire Judas spent some time hanging out with the guru.
There you go.
That's nice.
I guess the final thing that I have on this, unless you guys have anything else.
No.
So this person on Reddit has kind of traced back all these stories to either the story of the Wandering Jew, which is the one that either insulted Jesus, or Cain, and was cursed and had to wander the earth, or they also can't find any reference to Judas being a vampire before the movie Dracula 2000.
Yeah.
Spoilers alert for anyone that wants to watch the movie Dracula 2000, because it's a massive spoiler knowing it's associated with Judas. But Dracula 2000 came out in 2000.
Yep.
Starring Gerald Butler. It's actually got an all-star cast. You got Gerald Butler, you got your Christopher Plummer, you got your Johnny Lee Miller, Jennifer Esposito, Omar Epps, Danny Masterson, produced by Wes Craven.
Damn.
Is that a star-studded cast?
I mean, Gerard Butler, Christopher Plummer's pretty good.
It's a studded cast. I mean, was Gerard Butler a star when Dracula 2000 came out?
No.
So
okay, it's interesting because when we watched it last night, and when Gerard Butler came on screen, and he was like, it's Gerard Butler. I'm like, oh, cool. It turns out I don't know who Gerard Butler is. But now that I've looked at a picture of him now, I'm like, oh, no, that's who I thought he was. He just looked a lot different at the time.
What's Christopher Plummer from?
Is he in like the Highlander in some way?
I don't know. He's an old bloke.
Yeah, he's like
he's
like a theatre guy. He's like one of those kind of old-timey actors.
Right.
He's won Best Supporting Actor. He's won 2 Tonys. He's won 2 Emmys.
He was in The Sound of Music?
He's in The Sound of Music.
Oh, yeah. Apparently he hated The Sound of Music.
Oh, yeah. He was in 12 Monkeys.
He was the villain in Inside Man.
A Beautiful Mind.
Oh, yeah. He would have been a bit of a get for that movie, I guess.
He was an Up.
So
the voice in Up. He's in a lot. He bloody worked, didn't he? Busy man. Anyway, yeah. So the movie Dracula 2000, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
When I was researching,
it's on our Stan, by the way, if anyone wants to stream it.
When I was
Australia.
Researching this, my first step is type in Judas was a vampire, and it brought up like a thing, like a website that mentioned Dracula 2000 on it. But like in the preview, the Google preview, it mashed together the bit where it talks about Judas as a vampire in Dracula 2000 with their plot summary of Martin Scorsese's The Last Temptation of Christ. So it looked like the Judas was a vampire thing was going to be the reveal at the end of The Last Temptation of Christ. I was like, that doesn't sound right.
There was a moment in the movie where there's one of the main characters is called Mary. So the big reveal is that he's Judas. You don't know that to the end.
Yeah.
One of the main characters is called Mary, and she's wearing a Virgin shirt, like Virgin, CD store, music shop.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it was like noticeable in the scene. And Emma was like, it's weird that she's wearing a Virgin. Do you think she works there or something? I was like, I don't know. Because Emma obviously hadn't had the twist spoiled. I'm like, I can't comment on any of this. It turns out she did also work at the Virgin music store. It was a plot device as well.
Right.
But it was also a bit hammy having Mary the Virgin worked at Virgin Music.
Is it important that she works at the music shop?
No, I don't think so. I think just her and her friend work there, and that's kind of what they do.
Okay. We don't spend time hanging out with them, going through their love life, going to Atlantic City and spending all the money from the shop.
That was a music town. It was becoming a music town. Good movie though. Empire Records.
You boys ever gotten yourselves to Whitby in the UK?
Sorry, can I just say something salty?
Yep.
You can cut this in, Robbo.
Yeah.
Vampire Records.
Vampire Records. Oh, here's a little thing. I had a VHS copy of Empire Records that I bought in a twin pack with another movie.
Right.
The movie I could never work out why they were connected. The other movie was The Lost Boys.
Right.
Now that we've connected them somehow in the vampire world, maybe that's the connection.
It makes sense.
There you go.
Both of them $10 in like 2002. No, maybe even late 90s when I bought it.
Right.
It's a bloody bargain.
I like Empire Records.
Yeah, I like The Lost Boys as well.
Salty?
I was going to say, if you guys ever want to check out some Dracula stuff, get yourself along to Whitby in the UK. I don't know if you guys have been there.
I have not.
No.
It's on the east coast of the UK. And it's the place where Bram Stoker arrived in the UK. and spent many a year living there. And that's where he dreamed up the idea of his Dracula book.
Oh, really?
There's a big ruined Gothic abbey there, and the abbey up on the cliff is what inspired him to write Dracula.
There you go.
It's really cool too. Like you go there, you walk around the ruins and stuff. Super, super cool.
Is it inspiring? Do you start thinking about your vampire novel?
Yeah, it was actually massively inspiring. It's great. I want to go back there. And if you ever want to pick up any fun little Dracula merch, it's all over the shop in Whitby.
There you go.
One of their claims to fame was like, this is where Dracula comes from.
Yeah, you'd really lean into it. Does Whitby have anything else going for it?
Yeah, really good fish and chips.
Oh yeah.
You can go down, like there's where the water comes in. You can go down. You can anywhere, like heaps of places around Whitby. You can buy little crabbing kits. It's basically like a little tiny rod with a line and a net. I think you can even just rent them, and you just go down to the side of the water and dump your hook in.
Mm.
Little crabs come along, grab it, you pull them up, put them in your little bucket, and the kids just sit there at the side of the water, just whipping up crabs out of the water by the bucket load, and then they just tip them out and they scuttle back into the water.
You don't eat the crabs?
Catch and release.
Oh yeah, that's all right.
Yeah,
good for the
just
crab.
a little bit of fun for the kids.
You guys across magnet fishing?
Where you just throw magnets into lakes to pull out fun
Yeah.
stuff. I've seen a bunch of TikToks where people do it.
What's the go with that? Because they just pull out. I think we talked about this show because someone pulled out a gun once. And it's like, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
Just lifting junk out of a harbour.
Yeah,
surely
just cleaning up the harbour, just cleaning up litter. Wouldn't you pick up litter off the ground in the park, Robbo, in the down Footscray Gardens?
Surely the government should be cleaning up our harbours because there seems to be a lot of shit in there.
Yeah.
Why is there so many things in these harbours?
Sometimes you can't rely on the state for this stuff, Robbo.
Anyway, sorry, Cam. I didn't realise you were such a dedicated magnet fisher.
Well, is that all we've got for Judas? Was a vampire?
Yeah, I think so. I did do a little bit of reading about the Book of Judas, which allegedly was like the gospel that was stricken from the record.
Yeah, because if they're all writing a book, he would have written one too, right?
Yeah, so this, I think, was written by the Gnostics a couple of hundred years after the fact. I don't understand all this timeline. Someone else would know it better. But in the Book of Judas, they actually say that him betraying Jesus was a good thing. Jesus tells Judas that he would exceed the other 11 apostles by betraying him. Because you know how like Jesus is like, one of you is going to betray me. And he was like, no, it won't be me. But in this one, it's like, hey, Judas, you're going to betray me. And that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because by betraying him, he would be doing God's work because it would release the spirit of Jesus from his physical body. And that's actually like, you know, we needed that for Jesus to reach his true form.
Yeah,
coming back three days later.
That's definitely the spin you'd want to put on it.
Yeah.
I reckon, though, if I was writing the Book of Judas, I might just avoid that whole area entirely.
Just be like, and before the Last Supper, he decided that it was time for him to head away for a couple of weeks. Just he needed a bit of a break. He's having a bit of a tough time.
Yeah,
having some intrusive thoughts about what he could do to his friend. He's like, nah, I need to get away from this before I do something wrong.
Just don't bring it up. All right. Where can people find us? You can find us on Twitter at Hypothepod, where Robbo's always posting cooked stuff.
Yep.
We're on Facebook, if you want to just show your support. We are on patreon.com/Hypothepod. Thank you to Tammy, our cooked $33 sponsor.
Thank you.
Robbo, where can they get you?
You can get me at aleofatime.com.
Salty.
You can get me at Saltmarsh on Twitter and Instagram, The Salt on Twitch, and andrewsaltmarsh.com for all the other stuff.
And
Camo?
Get me at Sexenheimer on Twitter, Yena Pesran on 3CR, my show about the far right. And I also have a podcast called Gather Around Me, which is sort of back a little bit.
Just Cam, quickly, one of the things you said this year you weren't going to do was go viral.
Yeah. And what's your point?
What happened this week?
I went a little bit viral.
Yeah.
Should we talk about that in the news?
Maybe we'll talk about that on the news show.
Yeah, just for the patrons.
Yeah, because I don't want to be the dickhead that talks about going viral. All right.
Not in public, at least.
Bye.
Don't worry about a thing, except if all our world leaders are alien reptilians. I said don't worry about a thing, except maybe the fluoride in our water supply contains mind-altering drugs. Don't worry about a thing, except whether or not Port Arthur was a false flag operation in which to disarm Australia. I said don't worry about a thing. I accept you can definitely hear John Lennon say I buried Paul at the end of Strawberry Fields Forever. Ooh, don't worry about a thing, except not only did Bush do 9/11, but he also keeps the planes out in Area 51, which, let's not forget where all of the aliens are. Don't worry about a thing, except Donald Trump is clearly a woman and you're just blind if you can't